morning. Welcome, welcome. What are we doing today? We're doing so much. We're chatting. We're jerking each other off just a little bit. Hey. Hello, Johnny. Good morning. Can I lick you back? Absolutely not. This is a one-way licking. This is not a two-way licking. This is a one-way licking. Anyway, where was I? Okay, I have a couple things. I have multiple things I need to talk about, and I need to zoom through all of these topics so I like keep them fresh in my memory. First of all, someone was like, how's your sleep schedule so dog shit? Okay, so as you guys know, I am currently working on a commission, and by working on, I mean I'm working with, and by working with, I mean like I'm not doing any of the work, but I do have an artist who's doing the work, pulling the weight, doing all of the work and stuff. But basically, she gives me updates throughout the night, like periodically while she's working. And she'll like send me, she'll be like, hey, like this is a like work in progress. So she sends me like updates periodically throughout the night, and it's like really, really nice, and it gives me like a little bit of dopamine, a little bit of serotonin, you know, that you get a little bit of a high every single time she sends me an update because like it's really good. But she sends me updates throughout the night, and I'm talking like anywhere from between like 9 p.m. to like 8 a.m. in the morning. And so yesterday she sent me actually, I think it was this morning. This morning at around 8 a.m. she said, no, yesterday at 8 a.m. she sent me an update. And I was like, oh my god, thank you. And we were chatting for a little bit. And I was like, oh yeah, like what time is it? And then I realized that it's like 11 p.m. where she lives, but it's like 8 a.m. for me. So she's working at a completely normal time, and I'm responding at like the dead of night. But like, I keep sleeping at these like dog shit times, and then I would wake up at like 8 p.m. right, and like every time I would go to sleep, it's like bright out, you know, the birds are chirping. Actually, it's like midday at this point, so like this is I'm talking like I go to sleep when McDonald's lunch menu opens. I go to sleep when McDonald's starts offering chicken nuggets, and so then yesterday, so this has been like a long time going or whatever, and so then yesterday I was like, Chelsea, Monday you missed stream, and like I had everything planned for Monday. You have no idea. I planned everything that we were gonna do on Monday, and I was really excited. I woke up at 8 p.m. And so I was like, okay, well, that's a wash. I'm gonna try again on Tuesday. But this time, we're not gonna be messing around, okay? This time, I'm gonna go to sleep at a proper time. And so at about 2 to 3 a.m., okay, I was like, all right, Chelsea, it's time to go to sleep. And so obviously, you know, when you go to sleep, you turn everything off, right? So I'm turning off my PC. I turn off my living room light. I turn off my living room light. I turn off my bathroom light. I turn off the little wee thingy. I turn off, you know, my lamp and everything. And it's like, and I have like a little night light, you know, in my living room. And so I walk into my bedroom and I close the door, and I'm like, the first thing that came to my mind was, damn, it's dark out. Damn! I can't see a goddamn thing! Damn! Go to sleep at a regular time. It's dark out. And it's like every other day. It's just it's bright out. You know, the sun's out. The fucking everyone's out. The construction workers are banging and hammering, and like I finally get in bed. It's like at like 3 a.m. in the morning, and it's dark out. I'm like, sheesh, that's crazy. When was the last time you touched grass? This morning. This Morning. I touched concrete, which is like adjacent to grass, so I think that kind of counts. Like it's grass adjacent. it's no, I'm not lying. I'm not lying. See, like next to the concrete is grass, and I touched the concrete, so by default, I've touched grass. You know what? I could literally just go into my fridge and then take out a bundle of romaine lettuce, and that kind of counts, right? That would kind of count, right? It's not even alive, yeah, but it's touching the thing that's alive. Have you heard of touch by association? It's not grass. Your face is not grass. Your mama not grass. I still touch her. No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Chelsea was actually touching the couch, just making butter. Not my mama. Transitive property. I'm always touching grass. Exactly. I'm drinking green tea. What is green tea made of? Soaking leaves in grass. I mean, soaking leaves in water. So, technically speaking, am I currently infusing my body with grass? Yes, absolutely. I touch grass every day. Even I went up you. Leaves are more rare than grass. Leaves are more, and this is imported leaves, I assume. It's not like we're gonna imported leaves from like somewhere out in the other side of the world. So it's rare grass. It's rare. It was awful. It was awful. It was dog shit. How much drugs did you consume before streaming? Absolutely none. You know what they say, I'm a good time even when I'm not on anything. I don't need anything to be a good time. That's what it is. Good morning. I haven't touched grass because I'm in a wheelchair. Does smoking grass count? Absolutely. I would assume so. Wait, I have a question. What's stopping someone from walking into the Starbucks mobile order section and just picking up a drink and leaving? Just curious. I'm just curious. See, I've never done it before, but with the price of inflation, it's kind of tempting. Public shame? No, okay, listen. I don't... See, the craziest thing about me is that I would steal a giant daikon radish, but I would go back to pay for ginger that I've accidentally shoplifted. There was this, you know, when I think of, like, Chelsea's violent moments, you guys want to hear the story of my latest violent moment? My latest violent moment. I'm usually pretty tame. I just can't. It just popped into my head. When I was in Taiwan, I had like I think we were like heading home or something, but I had a giant suitcase, right? And this is like a really really big suitcase. This is like up to my waist. Like this suitcase was massive, and I was heading up the escalator, and someone like you know how do I explain? You know how escalators are, right? There's like multiple, like it's like step by step, and usually like the courtesy or like the escalator manner is like one person per step kind of thing. A carry-on? No, it's a whole ass suitcase. You guys know what I'm talking about? Etiquette, yeah. Like, escalator etiquette is like one person per like step, right? And basically, like, there was this guy who was standing next to me, and he like walked up next to me, and he stood next to me, even though, you know, there was like, you know, he didn't necessarily have to stand next to me, but he chose to stand next to me. And then he like walked in front of me, and I've got this like massive suitcase. And I've got this massive suitcase, and he walks up in front of my suitcase. And like, you know, like that, you know that area where like everyone gets off the escalator? It's like moving, right? And I have my suitcase in front of me because it's like way too heavy for me to like actually like, I have to like push it. And while we were getting off this escalator, this guy was walking like extra slow. Like he was obnoxiously slow getting off the escalator, and I needed to push my luggage on or like up the escalator, like that little bump, you know, where like the like the stair goes like back into the fucking thingy. I had to like push it up because it was super heavy and super big, and I wouldn't be able to do it like normally because I was standing in front of my suitcase. The teeth, yeah. And so I had to like, but he was walking so slow, and like I didn't have enough time because it was so big that like if I had waited any longer, I would have just like fallen over. So I pushed my suitcase, and he was so slow that he practically was standing in front of the thingy, and he was like walking super slow. And I pushed my suitcase, and it ran into him, and he got so mad that he started like beating up my suitcase. Like he started like kicking my suitcase. So I started like screaming at him in like full blown English, while this guy was just like kicking out my luggage. I was like, what the fuck is wrong with you, you little piece of shit? Like, back the fuck off, you weirdo. I hope the screaming was Mandarin. It was just complete English. It was like, I was like, what the fuck are you doing, you little weirdo, you piece of shit, you little shitter. And was the screaming in English? He didn't say anything. He was completely silent. He was completely silent. And so I just like pushed it into him more. And then he ended up, I was like, what the fuck is wrong with you? And then he just kind of like walked away. He like sauntered off. He was like, blah, blah, blah. He was all like grouchy and mad. And I just followed him. I followed him. I was like, I literally followed him and I just kept yelling at him. But I realized that he didn't turn around because he didn't understand what I was saying. It seemed premeditated. Maybe just a little bit. Chelsea is the weirdo in this scenario, kind of. Now you're the gay person. I was like, come back! Come back! Come on. I was like, why are you running? Come back! And then I was like, why isn't he coming back? He was so angry. She hits the one with her suitcase and then he yells at him. No, because mommy, I want milky. It was so weird because act like a Chilton Legs lover. I was like, why isn't he coming back? He was so aggressive too. Like he was mad, man. And so I was like, okay, if you're mad, then come fight me about it, you little shit. But he just kept walking off. I was just like, come back, sir. You're literally my height. I can take you. Those are one of my more angry moments. And then my sister came up and she was right behind me. She's like, Chelsea, why are you yelling? And I'm like, that guy's a weirdo. And then my sister is like, yeah, he's weird.